Happy rails to you. Welcome back, my friends. Happy rails to you. It's good to see you again. Thanks for watching my channel and the videos. Sometimes they go real fast and sometimes they're slow. Happy rails to you. Thanks for watching in. Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome back. GMan, My World 67. Say we've had a really interesting repair and journey working on this partially refurbishing a Marx 666 for Mike G. And ran into a few snags, little ups and downs, but we got it all back together, ready to mount together. I went ahead and I had talked to Mike, as I had said previously, and I went ahead and changed out the coupler. This is the correct coupler that goes on here, and I'm refashioning it, reshaping it to work with his tenders, and he might have to adjust it once he gets it a little more, but it's not going to be a big deal. Well, we got that mounted there. I repainted, touched up and repainted his engine shell. I think that's a nice looking. It's going to be a really nice looking engine for him. Also, I had to go ahead and replace this smoke unit, as the smoke unit that was in here did not smoke very well. It did smoke, it was working, but it was missing this cap. And I was going to go ahead and just redo rebuild it. And in the process of putting all this back together, this brace on one side, I think it was this side as a matter of fact, on the original one that was on here, was fatigued, and it broke right off. It just, I looked and it was loose. So I happen to have 2 or 3 of these. Well, this particular one was old stock that I had bought from a guy that repaired engines from a long time ago. And so I went ahead and used this one. And man, it really smokes now. So he's got a really good smoking engine. It's a good running engine now. It's got a little slack that I could probably take out of one of this back set of wheels just a little bit, and I may do that. But other than that, it's looking good. Now, I don't have a trailing truck for it, so I thought I might be able to pull a rabbit out of my hat and still have one, but the last one that I had, I changed out on my American Flyer pre-war engine that I rebuilt. And so I changed that one around that I had made for it, and started to use that one on that one. So that was my last one. I got to get some more, which means I'm going to probably have to buy out some more engines and junk them out. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish straightening out this, trying to get it at the proper angle to run with the Lionel tenders. I run mine with Lionel tenders, and he was saying he was trying to run his with Lionel tenders, and of course that old coupler that was on here kept popping out. This one would be liable to do the same thing if we don't get it bent correctly. So what I've done was I bent this, reshaped it slightly, and bent down. Now I know it looks like it should probably be bent all the way down, but if you do that, it's going to shorten your throw, and it's also going to not work right for you because it's going to be too long, and it's going to actually possibly hit that middle rail when it's down through there. Also, the Marx coupler is a little higher than the Lionel coupler, so you don't want it any lower than that, and you don't want it too much higher because then it won't match up with your Lionel coupler. So what we've done is we've bent it down, and there's actually 3 bends. There's one there, one there. I don't know whether you can see it or not. Let me get my light out. See if we can't shed a little more light on the subject. Let's put it right there. Okay, there's one there, right at the top. There's one there, right in the middle. And then there's another bend right here on the tip. And you just get just a tiny tab of the tip, and you bend it over so that it kind of creates a hook. And when you take that and you put it in the Lionel coupler, like that, you can see down at the bottom, you can see how it's kind of hooked a little bit. And that will help keep that from pulling out of that Lionel coupler. Now there's also something else you can do, and that's kind of tricky because you have to get out here a ways past I can get it to sit still, a ways past this body shell, and you've got to bend this coupler, the tip of this coupler up, and still leave just enough to bend it back down a little bit. So this comes up a little bit, about the space of the thickness of a matchstick you want your bend, and then you got to be able to bend it back that same distance. So and that will lift this up enough, because if you get this up too high, then it has problems itself working the way you would need it to work. I have refashioned these and brought them up quite a bit. So it's possible, it's doable, especially with these tenders, because with these tenders, your actual angle is way back here. So you can, in the space there, take about half of that space or a quarter of that space to bend that up and then bend it out, which will set it instead of where it is, you can measure it so that it will sit right about here, which would be more than enough higher. Now, as you can see, I've already put the motor in the shell. It's not permanent in there. I just set it in there just so that I could adjust the height of the coupler. But I'm going to give you a look at the chassis again and let you see. I know most of you probably already know how easy it is to put in and take out a Marx motor. So that's why I didn't go into great detail with that. But it's a real simple process. I can't hold on to the camera and do it though. Hold on just a second. Okay. Yeah. So again, here's the chassis and the motor. I did tighten up these wheels a little more. Could probably tighten them up just a little more than that, but I don't want to push it. Runs good, just like it is. The gauge is right on it, so we're just going to leave it alone. I was going to show you how well it smokes, but I'm going to do it after we get it back in the shell. So the shell is really simple. Marx can simplify it. It saves time. That's probably one of the most time-saving features of it. Is it just goes, has two slots in the chassis. They slip back over this area right here and comes down, and there's two holes in the shell that match up with those two holes. And you put your screws in. And if you've got all your repairs done, you're done. Now, we have one more thing left to do. That is attach our light. And we can't solder it back on within the shell. So we're going to have to take the shell off one more time and solder our wire for our light socket. We're going to have to give the soldering iron a few minutes to heat up. So while we're doing that, I'm going to go over what all has actually been done. First of all, as I showed in the previous video, the very first video, Mike had gotten this. He had cleaned it and put new brushes in it. Got it running because it didn't run when he got it. And he did a very good job on it. I mean, it was an excellent job. And but he was having problems with the wheels. And it was because of the bushings and the rods. I got the rod straight. We put one new bushing in it. Got it back together. I got the wheels quartered right. Got them gauged. And we're up and going. I noticed when I was putting them on the first time that when they were too tight or just snug, the engine would not run. What the problem was the brush plate. The screws were still loose on the brush plate, which is not that bad, but it didn't allow any pressure against the screws. Well, when we put the wheels on and got them right and everything, it put too much pressure on there along with the nuts. So I had to screw the nuts down just tight enough to whereas the engine would run, put a drop of cement on them to hold those nuts in place so that they won't work back loose. And got it at the right, because the brushes, believe it or not, even though the plate was loose, a little loose, and it wasn't that bad, the brushes were too long. And it just, even though they were too long, there wasn't enough pressure put them against them. And when we put the pressure against them, it was too much pressure. So once we had the wheel straightened out. So now we've got it. And it's perfect working order once again. And followed by the sticking of the E unit, which it still sticks a little bit now and then, but some, I think, usage over time, and a little contact spray, and we'll take care of that. I know a lot of guys recommend, hey, don't use contact spray, don't use this, don't use that. I use alcohol. In real serious, intense times, contact spray works better. But alcohol usually does the job. I did spray it down with alcohol, and it was working just a little better. And that's what I say. Over time, I think if you use it as it's used, it'll get better. In the meantime, the smoke unit, as I say, one of these little frame pieces broke off. And so I had to go ahead and change out the smoke unit, put a better smoking unit in it anyway. Much better is smoke. I think he'll be happier with this. I mean, it really puts out the smoke now. And with just a couple of drops of fluid. So, yeah, really a nice engine. Just cleaned up real nicely. I asked him if I could go ahead and just touch it up and clean it up, and so I did. I touched it up with paint, resprayed it in a couple of areas, restriped it. Put the new coupler on it. Got it adjusted. Fixed the light. This lens was actually frozen in there. And so it took a little work to get it out. I got it out, cleaned it up, got it back in, put a new bulb in it, and we're ready to solder it up. So I'm going to try to do this from this perspective so you can see, or kind of see what's going on. Maybe I'll turn it. No, that won't work. So we're going to twist this wire together. At the end, try to get it to work with me where I can. Tin the end of it with some solder. Tip is clean. Kind of an awkward position for me. Maybe I will turn it more that way. Okay. Blow on it a little bit, let it cool down. Add a piece of solder there. Get our holes matched up there. Now the screws for this that I'm putting back in, or the screws that came with it, when he sent it to me, I don't know whether he actually replaced those screws or not, but they are a correct length screw and size screw. And they're just really neat because they're like new. So if these are the original screws, it's just really a neat thing. This one doesn't want to tighten up like it should. There it goes. And there we have the rebirth, or the partial refurbishing or restoration of a Marx 666. Like new. Let's put it over on the track and see how it runs. Here we go. That E unit's still sticking on it. Let's see if I can get a different angle. Can't get it to, don't want to come out of forward. There it goes. All right, let's see how it smokes. All right, well, we'll do it over here. Now that smokes the way it should smoke. Like I said, that's just with two puffs. Sorry about keeping up with the camera, guys. But anyway, I'd like to take it out there and put it on the track so that we could really see it run. But unfortunately, the track is still all torn up from when I was working on it, and I never did get my track pieces, which finally came about 2 or 3 weeks ago. But because of my hand, I hadn't been able to get back to it. So hopefully we'll get into that in the next week or so. But anyway, when it's all said and done, my new friend, Mike, and to everyone else, here it is. Now, I hope you're seeing a better picture than I am, because my picture is kind of flurry, fuzzy. And it's mostly because I've got fingerprints all over the camera screen. And so I'm just seeing fingerprints, swervy images. But in person, this is really, really a nice looking engine. And as you can see, it runs good, with the exception of it still having a problem now and then with that E unit. And like I say, I think that'll work out, and with some contact spray, I know it will. So it's just still a little dirty, and from non-usage. All right, guys. So that's going to conclude this video. I'm going to get this reboxed and ready to send back to Micheal. And Mike, if you're watching this video, I hope you enjoy this engine and you have a lot of fun with it. It's actually a good engine, solid, as most Marx are, and you should really enjoy it. All right, remember, as always, God loves you, and Jesus Christ is love. Keep watching those videos, working, playing, building your layout, working on your trains, doing your scenery. Maybe you have another hobby, whatever it is. Don't stop doing it. And have a blessed day. And we'll talk to you later. Happy trails. Happy rails. I don't know where I said trails, but happy rails. Until next time. This is GMan. Bye for now. This has been a Catzilla production.